Dayo Olujuwon.
I'm Paul Anaiah.
Now the headlines.
Vanguard, Italian trade agency woos Nigerian agri-produce exporters. Edo Mobile Court convicts 40 tricycle motorcycle operators without rider's permit. My bishop ordered me to leave adoration ground for 30 days. Mbaka. I was detained because of Nnamdi Kanu, Father Mbaka. BS dominates trading on NGX, capitalization down by 193 billion naira. Germany bans Asa International, raids Islamist groups premises. Nimasa collaborates with Navy on training accreditation. Fire road accident claimed 12 lives in Kano. FD to set up police special units for Niger Delta soon. Akpabio. Baba Ijesha to face sexual assault defilement charges. The Sun. Jubilation as bandits free 29 Kaduna students. Buhari will fix security challenge. APC governors. Arrest, interrogate, Gumi now. Fani Kayode tells FG. Imo president attack. 1,200 inmates still at large. NCS. Security concerns heighten as illegal miners invade Edo communities. Beno set up committee to check kidnappings in schools. Ebubeago, PDP accuses Ebonyi governor of jumping gun. 2023 presidency, why APC should discard zoning. Ex-lawmaker Aminu Jaji. Nigeria may collapse on all of us, Pat Utsumi. APC senators defend Buhari, says he is in charge. PDP charges Buhari to address Nigerians over rising insecurity.
Now, those were the headlines. Today, we will be discussing about basically it's time for total war on terror, says Atiku. Now, Paul Mike, what do you have to say about that?
Well, personally, from everything gotten from what you said, it shows that our time here in Nigeria is something that is not for the faint-hearted. And I can hear, I can hear his lamentation like properly, and I can hear it like fully still. So what I have to say is that him saying that the Kenyans should come back and come and fight for Nigeria is something that, while I think is a good idea, some of them are willing to actually lay off their life for their country because, according to him, there's no greater courage than that.
Yeah.
But at the same time, we have to realize that a lot of things do come with these feelings. Well, there are people who are being employed now, like current, like army men who are being employed, and they will still need. How about we talk about what they are going to use to settle them?
Yeah, let me give you a quote from. Let me bring out something on what it says. That we need to urgently improve the conditions of service of the men and women of our armed forces, and not just the government. Is it trying to say that we've been focusing more on the government rather than the armed forces?
When you look at it, there are a lot of things that come, like the payments that the people, as of the House of Reps and the Senate House, everybody they get. You get to see that there are a lot of, like, they get a lot of payments that a lot of army men don't get. You know, it's not easy going to lay off your life at all for the country, but at the same time, it comes with a nobility that at the end of the day, you're there and you're going to do it, and you know it's going to happen because you're pushing forward for something you want for your country. I see his point, and I actually do sympathize with a lot of persons who, over time, have lost their families, they've been kidnapped, and I don't know, a lot of times where insecurity, as he said, have even spread to the north central, where it's just kilometers away uh, from the federal capital here. So what are we going to do now to actually curb this situation? I feel like, okay, what he's saying is very, very right by him saying that the veterans need to come back. And at the same time, they need to boost the morale of the people we have now. They need to buy ammunition for the army men, for the security, all these purposes in which we need now. They need to actually improve their ammunition, because if you don't improve their ammunition, it means that we are not moving forward. The person who comes into your own house to steal shouldn't be carrying a better gadget than
Than
you.
you.
So we need to actually improve on all these things. And that's where implementation comes from. Like the government really needs to hear it. But the government really needs to.
Not to that is the main thing right now because now let me move back to what Lai Mohammed said some days back. He said we are actually suffering from we actually suffering the consequences of 1975 coup that overthrew Yakubu Gowon, placing Murtala Muhammad on the seat. And the plan he had then, that's Yakubu, was that there will be provision for children to go to school, free education. But because of that coup, that plan was jettisoned. And now let me quote Lai Mohammed. We must ensure that we go back to that and ensure at least primary education for the first 9 years for each children. That was his own solution for insecurity challenges in Nigeria. And some days back, Nigerian Senate said that we need to work more on our state police. Now, are we facing the root cause? Are we really looking towards focusing on what matters, or we're just trying to?
So my own guess on because you're just coming up with strategies that I don't know how it affects all of us. I don't know how it's going to affect all of us if you're not actually as in if you're not actually seeing through. For instance, now you don't have strategy on how things are going to play out till the end. Then we don't have a strategy. Everybody's bringing up their own ideas. While it's good, I'm not saying it's not good, but we're not understanding our root cause. We don't know what the root cause is. For now, how we don't need to actually pick up arms and then these are left laws to actually pick for to. We don't understand this. We don't understand what we want now. Everybody, as I said earlier, everyone is giving their own ideas, their own opinion. Why not lie, Mohammed? It's not actually wrong. And you see that over 13 million Nigerians are jobless. They have nothing to do. And definitely, yes, when you think about some of the cause of it, is that okay, I think, yes, they're jobless, and then kidnapping might pay them well. But at the same time, improve why yes. I think that the Senate is important to say they want to improve the state of the security, like the men. I mean, you push forward for your own security personnel because at the end of the day, they matter most. They signed up for that job, and it's their job to do it. So we just need to relax and know exactly how to help the other Nigerians. You shouldn't say it doesn't concern. You, you don't go as when you go through something, you know how another person feels. So what the person is feeling by actually being a neighbor to that person. You don't get it most of the time. You just feel like, okay, the government should do this, the government should do this. Let us do our own share. Let us do our own part.
Okay. Right now, we're going to be great, and when we come back, welcome back. What we're discussing before we and the root cause. Now, oh my, it not really those cause root cause of insecurity.
I can say I know the root cause personally because if we're going to actually say we're going to take point the root cause, we're going to be like an entire day lesson here, and that is not what we are here for. But what we're here for at this particular point is actually picking some root causes. So for now, let us talk about the negligence of Nigeria over time, where people were complaining over at when it was the northeast, and I mean people were like, let's pray for them, and negligence just passed. Now it's happening everywhere and everyone is seeing, and now that's when we're focusing on, yes, oh, this happened to them, it's also happening to us. So why were we negligent to them that particular point in time? If they say when a fire starts, when it starts small, you should actually curb the fire by actually throwing water on it. Then we allow the fire to burn very wide and we allow the fire to
And now
burn
we don't
very
even
fast.
we don't really know
Yes.
the root cause
So now to
anymore.
get to the center, to the middle of the fire, it's going to be a very terrible thing. Like
Yeah.
a lot of people have to get burnt to actually get to the root, to the center of that fire to actually quench it. But now we don't. How are we going to actually go to the center of the fire? Is that we have to actually know how to tame the one we can see here before it
Yeah.
escalates the more. So negligence was, I think, was our fair, it was our first guilt. Like we're very negligent to what a lot of people were passing through because it wasn't happening to us, as I said earlier. It's not happening to me, so I don't, as in, it doesn't concern me. It's
Yeah.
not. So that is not as in. I think everyone now needs to be on guard. Everyone needs to be on deck. Everyone needs to understand the security situation. Everyone needs to take care of, not because okay, a thief is entering your neighbor's house and you're not talking to the neighbor. All of a sudden you're very reluctant. Oh,
Yeah.
it's not me, so I'm not going to do
I
anything
don't
about it.
care about.
So that is not as in. That's what as in. See what negligence have brought us. In how far it has gotten. I mean, if we had all voted, we all protested to actually make sure that these things were tackled by, even when it was not our state, I think if these things were going to be tackled by another the state governor of that state, it's something we should not all blame the federal government.
Yes.
Because, as I said, when the federal government allocates money to all the states, to the state governors, it means and everybody like in charge of the entire thing. It's a simple matter. When they give you an assignment, you know it's your duty to take care of the assignment. You don't go back to your lecturer. It's only when you don't understand the assignment you can go back to your lecturer and say, okay, I don't understand this. But that is not what we did. All we did was that these certain people actually have taken these things, but we're not seeing a lot of effort they put in the entire thing, and that is what is bringing about the problem. So I think it's just our negligence. That's my own opinion.
Now Atiku is right, right? Time Mohammed is right that we are suffering the consequences of coup 1975.
Possibly.
Oh, in your own opinion, and the Nigerian seeing it that right too. I think everyone is right. We just need to,
know the,
yes,
the statistics there.
yes, everyone. So that's all for today. Thank you for staying with us. I am
I am like Anya.
join us on all our social media handles and do subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thank you. God bless.